So if you've ever wondered why your worst anxiety can show up at night, it's because sleep isn't just rest, it's warfare. God designed your brain to repair your faith while you sleep. And that's exactly why the enemy attacks it. So nighttime is when memory consolidation and threat reduction and synaptic pruning happen, which basically means that your brain literally rewrites itself. And so when you pray and worship, hear scripture, or experience breakthroughs during the day, it doesn't necessarily stick then. It actually gets wired in at night, which means God designed sleep to strengthen truth, weaken lies, and reduce fear, and just prune old identity to stabilize your faith. Which is why in Psalm 127, it says, He gives His beloved sleep. It's not poetic, it's biological and spiritual. And so if you've ever noticed how sometimes at night you might have more intrusive thoughts, or your fear will spike, nightmares or insomnia. Another thing too is when I say enemy, I don't mean a demon is hovering over your bed. The enemy in scripture isn't a movie monster. It's anything that opposes God's work in you. So it can be your anxiety, your trauma, lies that you've believed, spiritual resistance, emotional disruption. In Ephesians, it calls it schemes, which is thought patterns and discouragement and distortion. So what you call overthinking at night, the Bible calls warfare. Does that make sense? The reason why the enemy targets your sleep is because your sleep is where you heal. It's where God will lower your fear response. It processes your emotional trauma, just prunes your neural circuits, and just stabilizes your truth to help strengthen your faith. If sleep is spiritual warfare, then taking care of your sleep is technically spiritual discipline. So I'll give you some practical things that you can do tonight to get some better sleep. The first thing that I want to recommend is to not sleep so late. Ideally, the latest, you should try to go to bed around 10:30. And try holding yourself accountable. The reason is, between 10:30 p.m. and 2 a.m., your brain enters its deepest repair cycles. It gives you emotional reset, it gives you immune regulation, and it helps stabilize your memory and faith wiring. So if you chronically miss that window, you then miss the neurological phases that will help trauma heal and truth stick. The late nights, they don't just make you tired, but they make you spiritually and emotionally under-repaired. And there are people that will say, I go to bed late and I feel fine the next day. I feel like I'm thriving. And if that's how you feel, then that's fine. But science proves that regardless, you're still going to miss that brain repair time. This, I guess, would technically apply for those who really struggle the next day when they sleep late. Another thing is to try not to eat so heavy before bed. Large meals will activate your digestion, which basically tells your brain, hey, we're awake and we're working. And so your nervous system just stays alert and your cortisol stays elevated, and then your sleep becomes shallow. So go lighter before bed so that your body can rest instead of process. Another thing you want to consider is reducing your blue light. You probably heard that a bunch of times, but blue light is going to suppress your melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. And so when you scroll in bed, your brain thinks it's morning. Now, something you could do if you have a hard time turning off the blue light is just turn on your night mode on your phone or on your computer. It'll turn your screen yellow. Or you could get blue light blocking glasses. I recommend the yellow blue light blocking glasses, so it'll have like a yellow lens, or they even have some that are red lenses. Those are going to be way stronger than the standard clear lens that blocks blue light. You also might be magnesium deficient, and you'd be surprised how many people are deficient in magnesium. It's going to help with your relaxation. It helps balance your nervous system and calm your muscles. It helps improve both the quality and the depth of your sleep. Sleep isn't escape, it's spiritual surgery. And so tonight, if you can't sleep, try asking, what part of me is God trying to repair something that is resisting?